I am Hardeep Singh Anand, an advocate practicing in the Supreme Court. I am also the managing partner of a law firm called JNA Law. My work is mainly non-litigation work. Personally, I specialize in copyright and intellectual property work. Aim of doing the law was to get a second subject for the civil services. Unfortunately, in '84, when I gave my civil services mains, we had the riots, and that put paid to my, let's say, my efforts towards this. As you might be aware, the Sikhs were a little alienated for a little period of time. In the meanwhile, I got a very good opening with a law firm, Karanjawala and Company. Nobody from my family was from the legal profession. My father was an army officer, and it was always meant to be a service-oriented family. Basically, to give an overview, copyright covers creative expression. It means, it is any creative industry covering certain what are called works. It could be literary work, it could be dramatic work, musical work, cinematograph film, sound recording, computer software. So these are specifically defined under the Copyright Act as works. And any law to do with that is covered by the copyright law. Apart from copyright, there's this thing called Trademark Act, which is regarding your brand and your name and getting a trademark protection under a Trademark Act. These are the two acts which cover the main two areas of intellectual property. A third one is the Patents Act, which is regarding the innovation. Anything that is innovated, a new product is brought about, any law or anything concerned with that is covered under the Patents Act. So these are considered the three main fields of intellectual property. We also have now Geographical Indications of Origins of Goods Act, like the basmatis, coming from a certain area, so it gets protection under the GI Act, it's called, Geographical Indications of Origins of Goods Act. India has also now, accepted a GI Act. We've got quite a few geographical, goods which have indicated in certain areas covered and protected under the GI Act. To give an example, basmati, Kolhapuri chappals, Banarsi sarees, so these come under that sort of a protection. I managed to find my time for my passions. I love to travel. To get into this line of copyright and trademark, you'll obviously have to do a basic in your LLB, take up the papers which are covering your trademark, copyright, and all your intellectual property, your media rights papers. You can also do other courses. There's a International Law Institute which has short courses. So those are also helpful to give you an insight into these intellectual property, what are the issues that are current issues, etc. And a lot of students now are also going abroad to do an LLM, specialized LLMs, England, in UK. Then you have to learn on the job. Find a practitioner who's specializing in that and join that person, and then you can, learn what are the nuances and what are the issues that are being faced by the copyright and trademark industries. Initially, when you start, it's going to be tough, let me tell you. It takes a good 5-10 years to establish yourself, and you may just be starting, if you're in litigation, at 10,000-15,000, if at that. And if you go into non-litigation, it could be 50,000-60,000, could go up more. And it's a tough first 5 to 10 years to establish yourself in case you don't have any background in law. I was the first generation lawyer from my family, so it took me a while to establish myself. And I think the same holds good for this generation also. In fact, there is much more competition today. Today, law is not just a court practice. It is not just appearing in court. Today, you can be a non-litigating lawyer. Now, personally, I would say 1/3 of my practice is litigation and 2/3 is non-litigation, which is advisory. So I don't have to go to the court at all. I could be sitting here and giving advice or making agreements for my clients. I enjoy it. I enjoy that one-to-one. Now there are some people who don't like that. They would rather be in court and fighting it out every day. So you have to have a sort of a mindset. And let me tell you, it's a battlefield. Even if the lawyers are speaking very politely to each other, but you are representing your client. It's an adversarial system. The other lawyer is there to ensure that that you don't get your relief, and you have to cut him down. And there's a third aspect also. You might want to go into the judiciary after you do your law. So that's another aspect of law. You should not try to mislead clients. There has been a tendency, and we hear about cases where lawyers have tried to drag on cases or not given the correct advice. So that is something which I'm very sure about, that I tell my clients, even if you have a bad case, this is the drawbacks of a case, and you want to still fight it, well, then I'm there to defend you to the best of my ability. If you want to prosecute a case also, I always tell them the downside of the case also. I don't just paint a rosy picture. I don't tell the client what he wants to hear.